Okay, for the hind end, we have a million varieties of shoes that we use around here. A lot of our young horses, 2-year-olds, start out in what's called a 3/4 inch, and it's just small, it's slick. Once we put the nails in, we rasp the nails flat so the shoe is completely flat. 3/4 is determining the width of the branch here all the way around. It measures 3/4 of an inch. And they also come in larger sizes, anything from, you know, half this size to bigger than that. So just think of it as a shoe size as far as a 8.5 or 9 or a 10 or something of that nature. But when I say 3/4, it depends on the width. Okay. Next is 7/8. These are 2 different styles of 7/8. And of course, again, I'm talking about the width of the shoe all the way around. 2 different samples here. Obviously this one I use in horses that may be a little bit thinner hoof walled. Gives me more nail hole options versus the other one. From there, a lot of times they get stepped up into a 1-inch shoe. This here is a 1-inch. Of course, once again, we're talking about the width of the branch. Okay. And from there, we have a next size is what we call an 1.25 inches. An 1.25 inches is talking about the width of the toe right here. Now in this shoe right here, you'll notice that it gets thinner as it gets to the back. And that is mainly because if it was this thick back here, obviously a lot of times we close these shoes up. There wouldn't be any opening for the dirt to clean out, or you wouldn't have any room to clean out the debris or dirt from the bottom of the foot. So it'd just be too compact in there. These shoes are all dependent upon the rider and the horse. What the rider likes, what the horse needs. I don't decide what shoe goes on each horse. The rider or trainer does, mainly Tom. Tom comes and tells me, this horse is doing this, let's do this, and vice versa. Now, within the sliders, there's a million different variations or things we can do to anticipate or enhance the slider itself. A lot of these are handmade or custom made shoes. For instance, we have something like here over on the left. Of course, you can see the difference in the size of the branch. Of course, we were trying to correct direction, breakover, support on one horse. Here's a simple 1-inch shoe like you seen earlier with modifications, something we call a fin here on this branch right here. Also, you can see some modification. We rolled a toe in certain areas to help, depending on the horse's needs. We also get into a really large shoe. This is an 1.5 inch measurement across the toe right here, also with some other special heels on it. These are handmade from bar stock and punched specifically for each horse. This here is a factory-made shoe. It's kind of like the 1.25 inches earlier, except it's 1 inch wide at the toe and tapers down to 3/4 here at the heel. And this is a nice transition shoe for some horses that need a little extra support at the toe or a little more slickness, but needs less at the heels for direction-wise. Okay. Here's another example of a handmade shoe. This is for a horse that really needs to reach. It doesn't really reach as far as what we'd really like it to in the hind end, so we add a lot of weight to the toe and not so much to the heel. And what that does, it really makes the foot as it breaks over fly forward and really reach out a long ways and help it get in the ground. So these are all the shoes that we use here. Some obviously a lot more than others. A lot of these custom shoes are really not something we use around here. I'm blessed enough that Tom and his crew are extremely good horsemen and ride extremely good horses, so I don't really have to do a lot. We stay pretty simple along with these pretty simple shoes over here.